So, hello, and welcome to Truth You Can Wake Up To. I'm Samuel William, and I'm speaking to you on the 26th of March in 2014. Now, this episode is called Threepenny Bits Tits. Threepenny Bits Tits. That is Cockney rhyming slang, by the way. I'm not being purposefully rude. And it's in reference to the new 12-sided pound coin that was announced in the budget last week. This new pound coin apparently is shaped in its 12-sided fashion, its mystical 12-sided fashion, to recount the nostalgia of the 3-penny bit coin that was released in 1953, as Britain was so-called emerging from the economic vacuum and austerity years of that came after the Second World War, and it was the dawn of a new era. It was the first coin with Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth's face on it. What a beautiful, bountiful, beautiful face she had back in 1953. And this was the way to just show to the common folk that, you know, the economy was fixed, the problems were over, and a wonderful golden era is coming. You can trust us, don't worry. Now, Threepenny Bits Tits did go into the language of the common folk. Threepenny Bits Tits, that's Cockney rhyming slang, if you didn't know. Cockney rhyming slang of the good old Cockney folks. Apples and pears, stairs, dog and bone, phone, slabs of meat, feet, all of that kind of stuff. And I think this new coin is symbolic in some way, and it is there to kind of try and bridge this gap, or give the illusion of the gap being bridged between the upper classes and the lower classes. But of course the lower classes have always been very easy to control and to fool and to milk. These are the things that the poor are for, as I'm sure you're aware, for milking and herding and putting in a cage and prodding with an electrical poker. Work, you little swine. A Cockney, by the way, if you don't know the origin of the word Cockney, this is a historical nugget coming your way. A Cockney, this is what the city workers in the city of London, this is what they would call the common folk. They would call them Cockneys. And a Cockney is a derogatory term. It means malformed egg. So the city workers who were sort of upper class, they'd be like, oh, look at that horrible, who's that horrible ruffian over there? Oh, don't worry about him, he's a Cockney. Meaning he was a folk that lived over in the sort of eastern end of the city, and they were farmers, but they would come into the city of London to bring their produce to market. And the city workers would say, oh, look, Johnson, look, oh, a lovely apple. They can do it. Oh, be careful to wash it. Those Cockney hands have been all over it. Those malformed, animal-like, feral. You don't know where their hands have been. Probably been grasping the hips of their sisters or something. Ugh. So, Cockneys and city workers, when they came together, there was a certain relationship they had. And this is a similar relationship to how Georgie, Porgy, Pudding and Pie, this is how he feels about the common folk. He does know his way around the Cockney lingo, by the way. He famously last year in April 2013 made his famous Mockney speech, where he went into a factory where the common folk, dirty, nasty folk, it's where they work, manual labour, ugh. And he dropped, it was in a speech, he wanted to give them a message about how important they are in terms of, you know, being cattle prodded and stuff like that. Working like human resources. And he told them that, you know, Britain wants to fix it. We want to fix it. Britain want it fixed. And he was purposefully dropping his T's and slurring his words and trying to act as if he wasn't an upper-class toffee-nosed git that he is. Now, this new coin is based on the 3-penny bit. 3 pence is something that's always been ingrained into the brains of the poorer folk, and it's always symbolized the relationship of philanthropy coming from the uppers to the lowers. This was really first demonstrated under the reign of mad old King George III. During the reign of George III, he actually had specially printed and minted 3-penny coins specifically for this Maundy Money celebration, where the poorest of society would come to his boots and he would give them one 3-penny coin, which it had properly minted with his face on it, so they knew what to worship. And they would, they'd take this as the signal to grovel more at his boots and lick him and bow and curtsy and grovel. And the 3-pence coin would then be used by the poorest for things that they needed. Things became purposefully of the cost of 3 pennies. The East End of London was well known for its prostitution, for example. The prostitutes there in the East End, if you wanted their services, you would pay 3 pence for what was called a 3-pence knee trembler. And a 3-pence knee trembler in a dark, fetid, horrible little alley would be something that took place standing up very quickly. The 3-pence coin would be handed over, and then you'd be off on your way. The Victorian unfortunate, as they were known, would be of the opinion that for birth control they would need a large glass of gin, which purposefully, and I do mean purposefully, was priced to cost exactly 3 pence to perpetuate this cycle of poverty and prostitution and alcoholism, so that they went and got a customer, they would get their 3 pence, they would spend that on gin so they didn't give birth. And of course this whole cycle was deemed very worthy by the upper classes. They didn't want the spread, the reproductive spread of the lower miscreants of society coming over to the West End. So this 3 pence, this cycle of poverty, this cycle of mind control over the poorer classes, is symbolized by the 3-pence coin. Now, the 3 pence, this new pound coin, has been lauded as the most secure pound coin that Britain has ever had. It's got a new system which keeps it extra super secure, called Isis. I-S-I-S. The name of the Egyptian goddess who had an ear for the wealthy, for the aristocrats, for the leaders. So Isis, the goddess of the wealthy, who is normally depicted as a golden statue, a symbol of opulence, and the figure will be shown with her son Horus suckling from her golden teat, her tit, her thruppenny bit. The symbol of this golden 12-sided 3-pence coin with a new security system, integrated secure identification system, which apparently stops counterfeiting, is again a piece of mind control, as I'm sure we're all aware that the real problem of counterfeiting is not to do with people making little round golden nuggets and calling it a pound. 45 million fake pound coins in circulation, 45 million pounds. Wow, that's really causing such a massive problem with society. The counterfeiting problem is not the problem of people making their own pound coins, forging pound coins. The counterfeiting problem is George Osborne and his criminal friends in the City of London. Those who look at us as malformed eggs, as stupid, as dumb, and as dirty. So this pound coin, this nostalgic feel that we'll all be getting when we put our hands into our pocket and feel that nostalgic 12-sided coin, we have to remember that the nostalgia that we are really feeling is the nostalgia that our shiny, perfect, new currency is worthless, and we need to get used to that, shut up like good poor folk always have, and get in the breadline. So we say thank you to Georgie Porgy Pudding and Pie, who kissed the girls and made them cry because he took away their benefits, and we need to say thank you to our gracious leaders for providing us with such ample fodder to demonstrate their corruption and their occultic practices.